Hi guys, it's Tamina here. It's been a few days since I last filmed. Actually I've noticed I've got the same top on since I last filmed. Sorry, I was just eating. I just wanted to update you guys because I've been through a bit of a hard time. Pardon me. And basically I am on day, I think 12 of Prozac, which is Lovan, on 20 milligrams, and I've been having a pretty hard time. I have been getting massive anxiety attacks to the point where my whole body's shaking. It's actually quite horrible. But the good thing is it gets worse before it gets better, and I know this. So I'm just sticking it out. One thing that I have taken up, which I haven't done for a long time, is just walking. I've found a passion for walking. So I've been walking every morning. Like as soon as my eyes open, I just want to walk. And I think that's because I've been getting a lot of anxiety when I wake up. I just can't keep still, like I'm shaking and freaking out. So I've been getting up and going for a walk, and that seems to get a lot of my negative energy out. So going for a walk really helps, and lots of water. I've noticed I have been different. My anxiety attacks are different. Usually I freeze and stop, like almost breathing. I find it hard to breathe, but I don't hyperventilate. I feel like I'm going to pass out, and yeah, so that has changed with this medication. So instead, I start to shake before anything, and I just uncontrollably shake and kind of freak out and kind of hyperventilate a little. So it's not so much the thoughts that are racing through my head. I know it sounds really weird, but when I get these anxiety attacks, they kind of feel good because it's coming out in my body, because I'm shaking and it's physically coming out, where my old anxiety attacks would be withheld inside of me, and I'd try and act like I'm okay and I'd withhold it, so that energy's just going through me and it's got no outlet. So so I find that walking really helps me. But yeah, so this is day 12. So I've read a lot of stuff, and I've heard a lot of people say that, it doesn't kick in until 4 weeks in, or 24. I heard someone say, like, on the 24th day, like the 24th day is a magical day, when anything, all the chemicals in your brain level out, and, everything becomes clear. So I'm just hoping that I can just do the normal things. I'm not hoping for anything magnificent. I don't want anything extraordinary. I just want to be able to drop my daughter to school and the boys to school without having an anxiety attack. I want to do the food shop without having to rely on anyone to drive me. I want to go do fun stuff with the kids and, not hold them back. Like, they're not held back because Darren's here, but I mean, I want to do that by myself. I want to say, come on, let's get in the car and go for a picnic, or get in the car and let's go to the park or the beach, and not have to rely on Darren to come with me to feel safe. They're the little goals that I want, and, a lot of people take them for granted. I say this all the time. Don't take, if you're stress-free, anxiety-free, depression-free, whatever it is, if you're just a normal person, don't take it for granted. Like, get out and see things and, enjoy outside, because anxiety has crippled me to the point where I literally find it so exhausting and so terrifying to leave the house. But inside, I want to get outside, but it's hard with anxiety. So they're the little goals that I want to achieve. And, it's not much to ask for, but I mean, with seeing the therapist, the psychiatrist, and my doctor, And writing a lot of things down and, you know, talking to you guys about my problems, I think really, really helps because it gets it off my chest, out of my mind. And it's funny because my therapist, she was like, oh, so you have magical thinking, which the magical thinking is always looking ahead. So my anxiety is based on the future. So I'm always anxious ahead of time. So I'm always anxious for the future. So I will think about something a week that's in advance. I'll be thinking about it, freaking out about it, having anxiety attacks over it. So mine's mainly about the future because it's uncertain. I don't know what the day's going to be like. She actually said to me that with anxiety that the best thing that I can do is accept it. Accept that I'm going to wake up with anxiety. Accept that it's going to be there every day. I think this is something that I half accept, but I really struggle with. So I think I totally get it. Like just planning in your head that tomorrow I'm going to be anxious instead of thinking, oh my God, I hope tomorrow when I go and do this, I'm not having an anxiety attack. Like prepare for it to be there because it is always there. So that was one thing that she said to me. She goes, you've got to accept it being there every day. So I've been thinking the day beforehand, in advance about the next day, that I'm going to have an anxiety attack and to be prepared for it because it's going to be there. And I don't like the feeling of it, but it's going to be there. So I'm learning slowly to accept that, and that's why I've been getting up in the morning and just wanting to walk. God, I look terrible today. Sorry, it's very hot here. I'm clammy and sweaty. But yeah, so, you know, that's how I'm feeling day 12 on this medication. I can feel a difference. I'm not thinking as much about this tiny stuff, which is really good for me because I tend to overthink everything, and it's all the small stuff that just builds up, which causes, you know, massive anxiety and adrenaline. So yeah, so that was my day 12 on Prozac, Lovan, 20 milligrams, and I will let you guys know how I go in my next update. So I'll see you guys then. See ya.